Okay, so what we're going to do today is actually to build on what we did last week, which is to do model drawing, right, involving fractions, right? So this week we're actually continuing that. So we're actually doing model drawing, but slightly more challenging, where we will equate numerators and also the drop-down model, right? So this is what we'll be covering today, right? So apply model drawing to part of a whole, right? So usually today we actually continue to build on the need to deal with fractions of a remainder, right? And we also will use equating numerators to fractions questions. So equating numerators is an important skill with which once you get correct, then you can actually draw the model, right, more accurately, right? And then of course the drop-down model again is to deal with fractions or a portion of a remainder, right? So we actually will try some of these questions for today, right? So this is the broad plan, right? So we're actually doing these 3 question types for today's class, right? So the first one, part of a whole, right? So Mr. Lim ordered some chickens, mutton, and beef satay, right? So 3/11 of the satay were mutton, right? So based on this 3/11, the total must have how many units? Our list. The total number of units in this entire model must have how many units based on the fraction 3/11, right? So based on 3/11, the total number of units must be how many units? So if I know that 3/11 of the satay or mutton, right? The total model here must be how many units? Ray.
11.
Yes, very good. So the total must be 11 units, right? Okay, so if the total is 11 units, how many units must be mutton? Okay, so you got 60 more sticks of chicken than mutton, right? So how do you express the 60 sticks, 60 more sticks? Right, so it's 60 more sticks, right? So you know that mutton must be 3 units, right? So it will be 3 units plus 60, right? And you know that beef, right? So you know that you got 3 units and you got 60, right? And then the last one will be your 105, right? So beef will be 105. Okay, so you need to find how many sticks, right? So your next step, then to continue to solve it, right? You need to then find your 60 and 105 must represent how many units? If you know that you already got 3 units and 3 units in the model over here, your 60 and 105 must represent how many units? So the 60 and 105 must represent 5 units, right? Okay, Liz, so how do I find what is the value of 1 unit? Liz, you know that your 60 and 105 must be 5 units, right? So how do I find what is 1 unit?
105 plus 60 divided by 5.
Yes, very good. So do you have a calculator with you? You can do that, right? So can you find the value of 1 unit? What's the value of 1 unit?
33.
Okay, so you know that 1 unit is 33, right? So you want to find how many did he order in all, right? So total must be 11 units, right? So to find 11 units will be 11 times 33, right? So what's 11 times 33? 363, right? Okay, so this will be your answer, right, for this question.